Today, we're going to talk about something that's, well, it's pretty tough. It's a situation thousands of families find themselves in. A medical crisis just completely upends their world, and suddenly, their only option seems to be asking strangers for money online. It's a really vulnerable, really scary place to be.
Man, this quote just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? Can you imagine the stress of getting some terrible news, and then, on top of all that, you have to lay your family's most painful moments bare for the whole world to see, just hoping that enough strangers will chip in? It's a terrible position to be in.
And here's the cold, hard reality that just pulls the rug out from under the whole idea of crowdfunding as a safety net. For every 10 families who start one of these campaigns, almost 9 of them don't actually reach their goal. It tells you that the dream of a viral campaign paying all the bills, well, that's just not the reality for most people. Not even close.
So, to make this really concrete, let's look at 2 different scenarios. We're going to follow 2 families through a life-changing crisis and see just how much a little bit of planning can completely change everything.
Okay, so picture this guy. He could be your neighbor, your friend, a totally normal dad, active in the community, coaching his kids' Little League team. And then, completely out of the blue, his life and his family's entire stability are just thrown into chaos. It's terrifying.
Now look at this. The difference here is it's night and day. On one side, you've got the GoFundMe route. Weeks of stress, constantly sharing this painful story, all for $3,000. On the other side, because they had a plan, the family gets immediate access to a huge, tax-free sum, guaranteed. That isn't just about paying bills, that's about buying peace of mind so he can actually focus on getting better.
All right, let's look at our second story. A young mom facing a battle with cancer. Now, the fight itself is obviously enormous, but the financial pressure that comes with it, the cost of treatment, taking time off work, childcare, that could be just as crushing.
And this is such a common story with crowdfunding. You get that first wave of support from your closest friends and family, but then it just kind of fizzles out. The world keeps spinning, but the bills, they don't stop coming. Now compare that to the other outcome. She can tap into a massive chunk of her own policy to keep the family afloat. That lets her be a mom, not a fundraiser.
So those 2 stories really highlight the human side of this. But what about the data? Let's dig into the hard numbers behind what we're calling the crowdfunding gamble, because they paint a picture that is way, way less sunny than those few viral success stories we hear about. Just 12%. That's it. That's the success rate specifically for medical campaigns. Let that sink in. For every 1 campaign that actually hits its goal, about 8 others fall short. It's a huge miss.
And even if we zoom out and look at all the different types of campaigns on there, the absolute best case scenario is a success rate of only 27%. So even when you're not dealing with a medical crisis, relying on this is, well, it's a long shot.
And what about the campaigns that do raise something? The average is only about $5,000. Look, every dollar helps for sure. But when the real cost of a medical crisis can easily be tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, $5,000 is like trying to put out a forest fire with a water pistol.
This chart just says it all, doesn't it? That giant chunk, a whopping 88% of families who turn to crowdfunding for help, they're left with the money they so desperately need. The odds are just fundamentally, overwhelmingly stacked against you.
In this line from the source material just absolutely nails it. Depending on the kindness of strangers, knowing there's an 88% chance of failure, that's not a strategy. It's not a plan. It's buying a lottery ticket when what your family really truly needs is a guarantee.
So this is the big question, right? This is what this has all been building up to. If this public, unpredictable path is a dead end for most people, is there a better way? Is there a more reliable way to protect your family?
And the answer is yes. It's all about shifting from a public plea to a private plan. It's about moving from hope to certainty, from begging to dignity. I absolutely love this phrase. It's such a powerful flip of the script. Instead of go fund me, the idea is to go fund yourself. It's a powerful statement of self-reliance, of taking control to protect the people you love.
So what exactly is this private plan? Well, it's a feature called living benefits. It's often built right into modern life insurance policies. And here's the key thing. It's not just for after you're gone. It's a tool that lets you access your own money to protect your family while you're still alive, right when a crisis actually hits.
So let's break down the real-world advantages of this approach. What does having a private plan actually give you and your family when you need it most? Just look at this list. Every single point here is the exact opposite of that crowdfunding gamble. Instead of maybe getting donations, you get guaranteed funds. Instead of waiting and hoping a campaign takes off, you get fast access. Instead of sharing your private pain with the world, you get to keep your story private. And maybe most important of all, this is your money from a plan you put in place. It's not a handout, it's not a loan, it's real, tangible protection.
This final quote really brings it all home. Planning ahead isn't just about the money, it's about preserving your family's dignity. It's about making sure that during the absolute worst time of your life, your focus can be on healing and on each other, not on whether enough strangers are going to click a donate button.
And that's really the question to leave you with. When it comes to protecting your family from a financial catastrophe, are you building a plan or are you just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best? It's a powerful question to think about.